Hey guys, and welcome back to I Like Watches Too. And a really big day, well, for James and I anyway, and for a lot of people out there, because a very special watch has arrived. It is the prototype. Let me have a sip. Oh, that's nice. But the prototype of James's Exciton watch has arrived. Wow. Wow. I've only had it 10 or 15 minutes. Wow. For those of you not familiar with this watch, a viewer got in touch. His name is James. He's a scientist, and he said, I've designed a watch. Do you want to help me get it made? You seem to have, half decent connections with Chronos. And Chronos are a factory, and they make lots of really good watches for lots of good brands. So I said, yeah, sure. I had a look at his picture. Wow. His first design was incredible. It's gone through a few evolutions with a bit of feedback from Maxi at Chronos, myself, and some viewers, and even Chris, my brother. I let him get involved a little bit. And James has ended up with this. Wow. It's amazing. So this is the prototype. This has been sent to myself. James is getting one as well. Just have a look at for Maxi to basically get the go-ahead from us that we're happy with basically how it's turned out. A lot of the components have been made. I think they're just waiting for the final. Yes, it's awesome. Finish making it and send it out. So we've made 100. We had to make 100. The minimum you can make is 100. You can't go to a factory and say, can you make me one watch? Not unless you're super rich or you're a celebrity. They said, yeah, no, we can make them for you. How many do you want? 1,000? No. 1? No. You can have 100. Oh, we'll have 100 then. So we have had to sell quite a few to get James his one watch. But wow, it's been worth it. It's been a lot of work, I'm not going to lie, for everyone involved. An unbelievable amount of work. But what we've ended up with is incredible. This won't be the last, I suspect. I think there will be more watches designed by James. They'll have a different brand name on. This was just James's initials on the dial. We will come up with a brand name, and they won't look like this, completely like this. We're only going to make 100 of these, and we've sold them pretty much. I think I'll have to double check. There might be 1, maybe 2 at the most available. But yes, they will. This is a very special watch. All the case backs are going to have personalised numbers on them from 1 to 100. And they were snapped up, relatively quickly by viewers of this channel. That was a wise decision, I think. If you've put your name down for one and you've paid for it, I think you've made a good decision, because what I'm seeing is incredible. So let me just talk about the watch a little bit. The lugs have come out really nicely. I think that was one of the features that we changed. I'm going to show you some pictures while I'm talking now. I think that was one of the things that just needed to be changed and tweaked a little bit in terms of its proportions, and they've turned out fantastically well. I love the fact that you've got a flat surface for sort of a third of the lugs, then for the second and the third, if you like, for the remaining 2/3, you've got a sort of a sweep down to the end of the lugs, and then they end in a right angle, which I really like. It's really toolish, but then this is a tool watch. That's what James wanted. He plays with lasers all day. He wanted a watch without too many reflective surfaces that's just going to be small and simple, give him the ability to time things. Yeah, the lugs are fantastic. They are actually a pretty smart feature of this watch, I've got to say. Right, next thing, the crown. Wow. The etching, or whatever they've done to put that JF with that header and footer symbol. Really nicely done. That crown, really easy to use. It's not a small crown. Again, it's a bit of a feature of the watch, actually. Because this is a fairly small watch, 38mm in diameter. James was inspired by skin divers, so dive watches that people would wear on their wrists and not over swimsuits. Sorry, and they tended to be traditionally fairly small watches. Dive watches, as you know, can be quite big and chunky, but not this one. Oh, that crown, very nice, and the bezel action. Have a listen to this. It's nice. The resistance is really good. It's a really easy bezel to grip onto. That coin edge is really deep. Plenty of surface area to grip onto. Sounds good. Not the most crisp. Here we go. I've got my Phoebus up here, I think. This is probably one of the most crisp bezel actions. You hear it just finishes in a slightly more crisp. But wow, not a lot in it. Not a lot in it. Yeah, they're just slightly more muted, but they feel good in the hand. They do sound good. It's a great bezel action, I'm not going to lie. It's good. Bezel insert as well. How nicely done are those numerals and indices and minute markers. Really crisp. These have been done with insane accuracy. That was something James was very particular about with this watch. As you can imagine, scientists are quite particular. You know, they have to get things spot on. And when James designed this watch and spoke to Maxi at great lengths about this watch, he knew exactly what he wanted, and he made sure that it was what he was going to get. And looking at this bezel insert, it's what he wanted. Super crisp and very accurate minute markers, numerals and indices, and it's turned out fantastically well. You've got a really nice circular brushing on that bezel insert. It's a ceramic bezel insert, and you've got a sort of textured dial as well, because again, James didn't want you know, a big reflective dial. I mean, pinging lasers off all over the place, wouldn't he? Actually, I don't know if he plays with lasers anymore. I'm pretty sure that's what he said at some point. Maybe he was joking. Dear, I don't know. But damn, this is good, guys. Now, it's come with a plain case back. It does, the 100 that we've made have some really nice conversions on the back, sort of sciencey conversions, with your personalised number from 0 to 100 or from 1 to 100. The loom. Now, Maxi did explain to me, we asked for 15 layers of BGW9 and they got to 7 layers, any more than that, and the loom cracked on the dial. And I know that loom application is not an exact science. Every manufacturer is slightly different. So the actual number of layers is not that important, because one manufacturer's layer may not be the same as another manufacturer's layer. All I know is the loom on this watch is very, very good. I haven't done a longevity test because it's only just arrived, but it's bright and it's consistent. And so I'm not at all concerned that Maxi has only been able to apply 7 layers. For me, that's just a number. And the purple Exciton on the dial has come out really nicely, really nicely. And that colour is almost an exact match, I think, to the colour on James's drawings. So I don't know whether James gave them a colour code. He probably did, to be fair. The hands as well, James was quite particular about the hands that he wanted. And the hand that stands out to me, well, firstly, I guess there's only 3 hands, but the first hand that stands out is that massive minute hand. You can't miss it. And he wanted that because, again, he's going to use this watch for timing. And he wanted that minute hand to be very prominent. But also that second hand with the little circle. And funnily enough, I'm watching this circle spin around on that second hand. And it's like a little monocle. And as it spins around, it goes perfectly over the JF and the Exciton. So it's almost like you're looking at the JF and the Exciton through a little magnifying glass or a little monocle as it spins around. Oh man, that coin edge as well on that bezel, really nicely done. Brushing is fantastic. Man, oh man. This watch is going to 2 or 3 YouTube channels. We've not been able to give any away, unfortunately, because we pretty much sold this, you know, to break even. We didn't want to make money on this watch. We just wanted to get 100 out there. And we haven't made any profit on this. James and I have been lucky enough to get ours for free. So that's, you know, that's what we've got out of this. But really what we've got out of it is just the whole experience. This was one of the reasons why I wanted to get involved in this, was just to experience sort of getting a watch made. Wow. It's good. Guys, so yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the reviews. So the channels that have bought it, are going to review it, I'm sure. And I can't wait to see what they say. I'm going to go back to Maxi and say this is A-OK as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure James will do the same. I don't think for 1 second there's going to be any problems. Chronos make good watches. And they've demonstrated once again just what they're capable of. This is remarkable. I'm honestly not just saying it. I'm sure you can see from the pictures that I've put up just how good this watch is. I reckon if we had another 100, we'd sell them real quick. I knew that as soon as we showed this watch on a video, you know, people would have more faith, I guess. And I have to give credit to those 100 people or so that have bought this watch on a whim and a prayer. On me going, hey guys, we're going to make a watch. Do you want to see a picture? And now I want $200 from you all. And that's basically what's happened. I've had 200, well, Maxi's got all the money now, but people paid $200 without seeing it. And now people are seeing it. I suspect we could very, very easily sell another 100. So no doubt, as soon as this goes out, there will be talk of James sending over to Maxi the design of the next one. This is a very special watch. We are also going to look to make some sort of certificate of authenticity for this watch. So those 100 people that have bought this, you know, we'll be in touch. But we just want to get the watches out first. That's all we're focusing on. You can get your certificate, you know, after you've got the watch. They're not going to arrive at the same time anyway. Anyways, I've waffled on enough. It's amazing. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.